Did you ever wonder how to superimpose a group of 17 16ths over...
Nope, no one cares about that.
Well, this video is for you.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Time Consuming, episode 56. If you're new here, I release videos breaking down complex rhythmic ideas in what I hope to be a simple and approachable manner. And if you're not new here...
Hey, how you doing?
Today's episode features music by Ibrahim Maalouf, and HAGO.
Pretty similar, I agree.
Both bands go on very interesting rhythmic adventures in their music, and in this episode we'll dig into how they use the number 17. Starting off with my beloved HAGO. The song in question is Shdemati, specifically the saxophone solo section. The 17 phrase looks like this, and it's played by the kick, bass, guitar, and piano. And it's played over a 4/4 backbeat in halftime, because of course it is. Now, after 8 bars of that 4/4 groove, a small tail is added to the 17 group and the pattern restarts. This fact makes it pretty easy to determine who's the guest here and who's the host.
Do you guys remember the guest versus host video I did a while back? Let me know if it was explained clearly or if you guys need a refresher on it.
So, if we get into the nuts and bolts of this riff, the duration of the section is 8 bars of 4/4, divided into 16th notes. So we have 16 times 8 is 128, 128 sub-beats in this section, which means that the 17 group can fit 7 times fully, leaving us with a 9-beat remainder. The hi-hat and snare hold on to the host side, playing quarter notes and a backbeat for us to easily headbang to, which is so considerate. And Neriat Sidon on the saxophone is pleasantly schmelting our faces off with his solo.
I even lost my genitalia in an unfortunate schmelting accident.
Here's the whole thing.
This album was quite a ride to make, and it's a pretty heavy listen, but I'm super proud of how it came out. By the way, if you like the content that I do, consider helping me out by sharing these videos, commenting, or subscribing. And if you feel extra generous, hop onto my Patreon page at patreon.com/Yogev Gabay. It would be highly appreciated. Yalla Ibrahim, Dorak.
Alright, so the next song is by French-Lebanese trumpet player and composer Ibrahim Maalouf. This song is called Free Spirit, and it's beautiful. Shout out to Tom Maor, by the way, a ridiculous student of mine who introduced me to this song. You should check out his videos, he's insane. Anyway, one of the main themes in this piece is played by the keys and some dude whistling. And it just happens to be, and you guessed it, a group of 17. This one looks like this. such a nice melody, god damn it! My automatic assumption was to place it as the guest, assuming that the same thing is happening here, where we're in a 4/4 framework and the phrase will eventually restart at some point. But what actually happens is way cooler. Yes, we do have a 4/4 feel and the pattern is played as 16th notes, there's no question about that. But if we listen closely to that 17 pattern, it never really cuts itself short. It repeats 8 times fully and goes to the next section. So, what's going on?
I guess we're gonna find out, huh?
Okay, so if the 17 pattern repeats fully 8 times, that gives us 17 times 8 is 136, 136 16th notes. Now, 136 16th notes, which is very hard to say, can also be counted as 34 quarter notes. And that's exactly what's going on here. The rhythm section, drums, bass, and keys, play a steady 4/4 pulse for 7 bars, so a total of 28 quarter notes, and then they have 6 quarter notes left to play. The first 2 of those 6 is just a continuation of the same vibe from before. And then they add this super cool 4 quarter note tail to it that leads up to starting the whole section again. So 7 bars of groove, plus these 6 quarter notes, which I won't count as 6, it's more like 2 plus 4. Here's the whole thing. This is so satisfying. Oh my god. So technically, if you think about it, the 17 is the host here, even though we feel the 4/4 more dominantly, because at some point, the 4/4 goes through a minor change to adapt itself, while the 17 pattern never really resets. So yeah, freaking awesome.
This is pretty cool because usually the guest would be like a melody line or something like that, and not the time signature or the groove. And if that's not enough, by the end of the song, we have a new guest.
Carmela, orchim nosafim higiu.
Sorry about the Hebrew, it's just, it's too good to skip. It's funny if you get it. Anyway, this time, the new guest is in 7/8. Listen to these chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. But if we continue listening, something very cool happens.
So we have a phrase in 17/16 against a groove in 7/8. Now the point where these two things align is after 17 repeats of the 7 or after 14 repeats of the 17.
I'm confused! You're under arrest.
And I'm saying 14 and not 7 because the melody is in 16th notes and the meter is in 8th notes, which is not confusing at all.
Anyway, the harmony on the 7/8 side is a 4-chord cycle. So after the whole progression repeats 4 times, which means 16 bars, it feels like a natural place to move forward, and they do. The rhythm section comes in and plays the full 7/8 groove. Now, remember, the pattern in 17 keeps floating above this progression, and once they repeat this 17 times, the patterns should realign, and they do. The band doesn't make a big deal about it, but I love how, even though the trumpet solo section started already, Ibrahim lets the 17 pattern run its course, so he plays that last repeat before he starts improvising. This is so cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is all over. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Very, very tasteful.
Man, every time I listen to Ibrahim Maalouf stuff, it's incredible. I really need to dig deeper into his music. Do you guys have any specific album or like favorite song that I should listen to? Don't be shy. Tell.
And just like that, we're done. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters who helped me out with my everlasting war against my bills. Well, thank you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the future.